Hi, my name is Shriya Nallaparaju, and for my science fair experiment this year, I chose to focus on which brand of hand sanitizer is most effective in killing microorganisms. So diving straight into my project, the hypothesis that I had was that if a hand sanitizer contains alcohol at a concentration between 70 and 90% and it is medical grade, then it will be most effective in eliminating more microorganisms. So my reasoning for this hypothesis is in my background research. So first of all, alcohol is able to kill bacteria by disrupting the cell membrane and breaking it apart. And after it does that, alcohol is able to enter bacteria, and inside the cell it can disrupt genetic material and also stop protein synthesis from happening correctly, and that can cause bacteria to die. So that's the reason why alcohol is used in hand sanitizer. Now, the most effective concentration of alcohol in hand sanitizer is between 60 and 90%, and I thought that the higher ranges of alcohol concentration would be a lot more effective, which is why I said that the more effective hand sanitizers would be between 70 and 90% in alcohol concentration. And also, medical grade hand sanitizer is required to have less impurities than technical grade hand sanitizer, which is why I thought that medical grade hand sanitizer would be able to kill germs more easily due to this smaller amount of impurities. So now going on to the procedure that I used, what I did was I used 8 different hand sanitizers, 4 of which were medical grade and the other 4 of which were technical grade. So I had 8 different test subjects. For each test subject, I first swabbed their hand before any sort of hand sanitizer was applied, and then I rubbed that swab on a petri dish, and that petri dish was the control dish for the hand sanitizer that they would then use. And after they used the hand sanitizer, I rubbed their hand with a swab again, and then I rubbed that swab onto a petri dish, and that petri dish would be the experimental one for that type of hand sanitizer. And I kept doing this for every single hand sanitizer, and I watched to see how the different cultures grew on each plate, and I recorded my results for the next 5 days. So here are my results. Most of them were pretty expected. Like, the hand sanitizers with higher alcohol concentrations tended to have a higher percentage of bacteria that it eliminated. Actually, the most effective hand sanitizer that I found from this was Pro Sanitize. And so Pro Sanitize is both medical grade and has a high alcohol concentration, and it killed 94.2% of bacteria, which is the highest percent decrease in microorganisms out of all the hand sanitizers. Now, one of the outliers that I observed in my experiment was LXR Biotech hand sanitizer, and so that actually has an alcohol concentration of 80%. However, it was only able to eliminate 43.75% of microorganisms, which is a lot less than a lot of the other hand sanitizers used in this experiment. And so the reason for this was because the hand sanitizer that I used was exposed to a warm, sunny environment for an extended period of time, and due to this sun exposure, the LXR Biotech hand sanitizer was less effective than the alcohol in many of the other hand sanitizers that I used. I also had an important issue that occurred. The results that I got from the Equate hand sanitizer had to be invalidated because the control petri dish for Equate didn't actually grow any cultures, and this was likely due to an issue with the swab that was used, and due to this issue, none of the results that I got for Equate were valid, which is why they're not used in these results. So the final conclusions that I was able to make was that the hypothesis that I created prior to the experiment was partially correct, given that the most effective hand sanitizer, Pro Sanitize, was both high in alcohol and also medical grade, does fit the criteria that the hypothesis gives. However, I think that to make the hypothesis more accurate, it shouldn't have had the part about medical grade hand sanitizer being more effective, because a lot of the medical grade hand sanitizers didn't actually do as well as the technical grade ones, and instead it should have focused on how different ingredients such as moisturizing agents could cause sanitizer to be less effective. That is all for today.